My name is Brian McCarthy, and I am doing your extra credit for explaining a concept from chapters 1 and 2. Alright, so this is synthetic division. This is my first problem right here. X cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x minus 4 over x minus 2. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw my divisor line like this. So it's going to be, so the first number is going to go right here to divide. It's going to be this number right here, but it's going to be the opposite of it. So instead of -2, it's going to turn into a +2. So it's going to be +2, and the numbers is going to go right here is these numbers on the top. So that's a 1, a -2, a 3, and a -4. So it's going to be like 1, a -2, a +3. Let me write this out some more, and a -4. Alright, so then you're going to want to draw another line right here, and you'll see why. So when you draw this line right here, the first thing you do, you're going to drop this 1 down here. Alright, so the next thing you do, you're going to multiply this 2 times this +1. You always multiply this number by the numbers that end up down here, and we'll see when we keep going. So it's going to be 2 times 1, and that's going to be 2. So you write all the other number right here. So that's going to be -2. And these numbers right here, you always add them. So the next one I get, I'm going to multiply whatever this number is by this is going to end up right here. So it's going to be, and you always add them. So it's going to be -2 plus 2, and that's going to give me 0. And then you do it again. 2 times 0, and that's going to give you 0. So write 0 right here. And 3 plus 0, that's going to be a 3. And you do it again. 2 times 3 is going to give me a +6. So it's going to be -4 plus a +6. It's going to give me a +2. Alright, so right now we have this, but we're not done. We're done with the calculation, but we have to write out our final result, our solution. So to get our solution, you start by this. The highest power is gonna cancel out. So it's gonna be a the highest powers are always gonna cancel out. So you're gonna have 1, 0, 3, and a +2. Replace these numbers up here, and the highest power is gonna cancel out. So it's gonna be equals a x squared, and then remember this is a 0. So 0 and 3x is going to cancel out. 0 and the x, because you can't put 0 with the x, so it's going to cancel out, so it'll be 0. So you don't write it. So next we're going to go +3, because that's where the 4 is. We're going to go +3, and then plus 2. And remember, 2 is our remainder. So 2 is our remainder. The way we write that, we write 2 over the divisor, which is x minus 2. And that's going to be our answer. It's going to be x squared plus 3 plus 2 over x minus 2. You can see it. And that's how you do synthetic division. This is long division of polynomials. This is my equation, 5x cubed minus 6x squared minus 28x minus 2 over x plus 2. Okay, so the first thing you want to write is your divisor line. And then we're going to write the bottom right here, x plus 2. And then we're going to write this inside number on the inside. So it's going to be 5x cubed minus 6x squared minus 28x minus 2. All right. So the first thing you want to do when you do this, we're gonna start by having you want to get this x to equal the first coefficient. So what times x is gonna give you 5x to the third, and that's gonna be 5x squared. So you're gonna write that right here, 5x squared. So multiply these two, 5x squared times x, that's going to be 5x cubed, and then you're going to do 5x squared times a positive 2. So 5x squared times 2 will be plus 10x squared. And then after that, we're going to draw our line, and we're going to subtract. So we're going to write our parentheses to make sure we subtract it correctly, and it's going to be, this should cancel out, so that's 0 right there, that's canceled out, and then it's going to be 6x squared minus 10x squared, so that's going to give us 16x squared, negative 16x squared, I'm sorry, negative 16x squared. And then we're going to drop this down, negative 28x. We're going to drop that down and continue. So it's going to be negative 28x right here. So it's going to be, so then we're going to do the same process again. X times what is going to give me a negative 16x squared. So what is that going to be? It's going to be a 16x. So x times 16x is going to be a negative 16x squared. So we're going to write minus 16x, and 16x times x is going to be a negative 16x times x is going to be a negative 16x squared. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be up. It's going to be 16x. Yeah, negative 16x. I'm sorry, I was right the first time. It was negative 16x squared. And then negative 16x multiplied by a 2. So negative 16x multiplied by 2 is going to be, negative 16x multiplied by 2 is going to be negative 32. Negative 32x. So we're going to write our parentheses, and we're going to make sure we subtract correctly. So it's going to be 16 to 16, that's 0. And then these are going to turn positive. This is a positive, and this is a positive because negative times negative is a positive. So it's going to be negative 28 plus a 32, and that's going to give me 4x. So we're going to drop our negative 2 down. So after we drop our negative 2 down, what times x is going to give me a 4x, and that's going to be a 4. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to write plus 4 right here, plus 4, and we're going to do the math. So it's going to be 4 times x is going to be 4x. 4 times 2, that's going to be 8, plus 8, add parentheses, and then we subtract. Draw a line, and that's going to be, these are going to cancel out. This turns into a negative, so negative 8 plus a negative 2, or minus negative 2, is going to be a negative 10. And since this is the lowest power, lower than our power right here, x, the remainder is going to be 10. So since this is our remainder. Our remainder is 10. And we're going to write the correct answer. How to write it out correctly. It's going to be, to write it out correctly, it's going to be 5x squared minus 16x plus 4 minus 10 over, remember just like synthetic, over this number right here, x plus 2, over x plus 2. And that's going to be our answer. 5x squared minus 16x plus 4 minus 10 over x plus 2. And that is how you do long division of polynomials.